Do we still have the same relationship with Italy right now and Giorgia Meloni?
No. She's been negative. Anybody that turned us down for helping with this Iran situation, we do not have the same relationship.
Fascinating. That was President Donald Trump saying that he no longer has the same relationship with Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, who has actually surprised me in recent months. She has implemented an arms embargo against Israel. Apparently, there are some Western allies who have a problem with things like genocide, for instance. And she's been deeply critical of this war that the United States and Israel started in Iran. Now, President Donald Trump is taking all sorts of jabs at Meloni, and he once considered her one of his closest allies. So Meloni's close relationship with Trump was already a liability in Italy. So let me be clear about that. The Italians are not fans of Trump, okay? Very deeply unpopular in Italy. And so being buddy-buddy with Trump as the Prime Minister of Italy, knowing that your people loathe him, not a good look. But the situation has only gotten worse since, gas prices have shot up as a consequence of this US-Israeli war against Iran. Meloni seized on an opportunity to extricate herself from a relationship that had grown domestically and internationally poisonous. After Trump launched a broadside on Monday against Pope Leo, Meloni rallied to the American pontiff's defense, saying, quote, "I find President Trump's remarks about the Holy Father unacceptable." Now, Catholicism is practiced by the majority of Italians. In fact, if you've ever been to Italy, it's not hard to find, religious symbols all throughout the city or town. And so, of course, Italians would be very upset at the comments that Trump had made about Pope Leo. Then a clearly jilted Trump lashed out at Meloni, saying in an interview with an Italian paper that he hadn't talked to her in a very long time or in a long time, was vexed by her lack of participation in the war in Iran, and was shocked by her, adding, "I thought she was brave, but I was wrong." Homeboy, she just implemented an arms embargo against Israel. She is brave. Okay, she is way braver than you are. Let me continue with his statement. "But I was wrong." He responded to her unacceptable criticism by snapping, "She's the one who's unacceptable." Wow, you really told her. So he then went on Fox News and said what he said, but the relationship between Trump and Meloni had been suffering a lot lately. So other examples, when Trump decided to attack Iran, he didn't even bother to give Meloni or any of our European allies for that matter, a heads up. To her humiliation, her defense minister was vacationing in Dubai, United Arab Emirates at the time, and had to be evacuated via military jet. The war also led to a spike in gas and electricity prices in Italy, which of course is not going to make the people of Italy happy. And the fact that she wasn't even consulted, no one even spoke to her about the war before it started. Imagine how frustrating that is. The United States is supposed to be an ally. None of our European allies were informed of what our president was about to do. And then after he does it, after he starts a war with Iran, he demands that our NATO allies, our Western allies, the EU get involved and help clean up the mess that we started. How infuriating is that? And so if you look at some of the behavior of other allies, like Spain, for instance, Spain is now trying to make deals with China. How does this benefit us? This war, jeopardized oil for India, another ally of ours. By the way, the Indian government, not necessarily the Indian people, but the Indian government, tremendously supportive of Israel. How is that working out for you? But let me continue with the rest. So Meloni started to speak out against some of the decisions that the United States government, and Trump in particular, has been making. I am concerned, obviously, because it would be stupid to believe that what happens even far from our borders does not involve us, she said on March 2nd. adding the United States and Israel decided to attack without the involvement of their European partners. And that's just true. It's demonstrably true. She even had her defense minister declare that what the United States and Israel are doing certainly happened outside the rules of international law. And on top of that, this week she announced that Italy would not automatically renew its defense agreement with Israel in view of the current situation. Prior to that, she actually had stopped sending weapons to Israel as a result of their barbaric activity in Gaza, the West Bank, now Lebanon and Iran. Certainly other countries, but not to the same extent. And I welcome that. I think it's really, really important for world leaders, especially world leaders in countries that are supposed to be democracies, that are supposed to believe in liberal democracy, to speak out against barbarism, to speak out against genocide, and to do more than just speak out, to actually put some action behind those words. So look, Meloni might have some views that I disagree with, but when it comes to her handling of Israel, when it comes to her response to President Trump and his pressure to, suck our European allies into a disastrous war that wouldn't benefit them in any way, shape, or form, I think she's doing the right thing. What I'm sad about, though, is that the United States has decided to alienate itself from longstanding allies and cozy up even further with Israel, which gives us nothing. We'll be back with the news, but first, I wanted to tell you about something that's helped make my day a lot more efficient, and that's CookUnity. CookUnity has helped me stay balanced and nourished with my everyday meals, especially when I have so little time to cook. They're the first meal delivery service bringing you high quality, locally sourced meals from award-winning chefs right to your door. I just tried their spicy rigatoni alla vodka with crispy basil breadcrumbs. The best part was that it's low sodium, soy-free, and even peanut-free, yet packed with so much flavor. CookUnity makes it easy to eat well while trying a variety of cuisines from all around the world. Every meal is handcrafted by chefs and made in local micro kitchens, not these large production facilities. Your food arrives fresh, never frozen, in packaging that keeps meals fresh in the fridge for a whole week. There are hundreds of dishes to choose from, and the menu is updated constantly. You also get 7 different dietary preferences: vegan, paleo, pescatarian, gluten-free, dairy-free, and more. Experience chef-quality meals every week delivered right to your door. Go to cookunity.com/TYT or enter TYT before checkout for 50% off your first week. That's 50% off your first week by using code TYT or going straight to cookunity.com/TYT. No, worse than nothing. Drags us into wars, sucks up our money, and unfortunately makes us complicit in war crimes and genocide. Can we just side with Spain instead, like with almost any other country?
Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.